What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and tonight I am wrestling with myself. NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2018 just ended about 5 minutes ago, and I knew I said I was going to save my NXT Takeover review show for Monday, but I figured I have the time. The show is over a little early because they start at 7 o'clock now. I figured I would jump on quickly here and give you guys my feedback on what I think so far is the best show of 2018. I think as far as big shows go, this was the best takeover I've seen all year, and probably the best show I've seen in wrestling in 2018. I really enjoyed this show. It was about 2.5 hours. Had 5 matches, all of which were very good to great. Nothing bad on the show. Top to bottom, this show just kept topping itself over and over and over again. So let me get right into this real quick. Again, if you guys want to go back and watch my NXT prediction video, you guys can go back on this channel and check that out. I did not do that well on predictions. I was 2-3 out of the 5 matches, so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. But I've also got a SummerSlam prediction video that you can check back on that I did a few days ago as well on this channel. And there's going to be probably a SummerSlam review coming at some point on Monday, so check back for that as well. But as far as tonight's excellent TakeOver Brooklyn show, we kicked off the show with the NXT tag titles. Undisputed Era against Mustache Mountain, and all 3 of their matches together have been excellent, and this one, in my opinion, was the best of the 3. What a way to close off this trilogy of classic tag team wrestling. This was, in my opinion, the best tag team match that I've seen all year long, and probably the second best match on the entire show. It's very hard to say because the whole show was great, but I think this was second best match of the night, and tag team match of the year for me personally so far. Tyler Bate and his feats of strength are just amazing. He was on an absolute roll on offense in this. Mustache Mountain gets better as a tag team every time that I see them in the NXT brand. Looking forward to see what they can do with NXT UK. I love the tag work in this. Tyler Bate just pulling off strength moves. He's a good striker. He's a good high flyer. He's sympathetic. He can play to the audience. I like Tyler Bate. I think he's the most improved wrestler in the past 2 years. I think he's been totally excellent. And some of the stuff he did against both guys in Undisputed Era was great here. Also, Kyle O'Reilly was in rare form tonight. Roderick's always good, of course, too, but Kyle O'Reilly, just using ankle picks and leg laces and reversals, was very smooth in isolating Bate at points in this match. They called back to their previous match where they worked over Bate's leg, and Trent Seven was going to throw the towel in, much like it happened the other way around at the last match. He faked it, threw the towel into the crowd, so good continuity there, playing back into the previous feud. At the end of the day, the high-low gets Undisputed Era the win. O'Reilly and Strong retain the tag titles in a very good match, hot crowd, good pacing, good striking, good submission work, good counters. Everything in this match was just a whole lot of fun. And then at the end, War Machine comes out and attacks and lays out Undisputed Era, so you've got your next big tag team feud for the next special, and I can't wait to see War Machine against Undisputed Era because that's going to be excellent. Side note, I would love to see the Authors of Pain and Revival called back up to the NXT roster to get off of Raw and SmackDown and get back used in this awesome NXT tag division because this stuff has been heating up big time. Next we had EC3 against Velveteen Dream. Velveteen does an entrance coming up from under the stage, it seems like, has the smoke and the purple lights and the name. On his trunks, he has hashtag Dream Over, which is his catchphrase. He has Call Me Up, Vince, alluding to being called up to Raw or SmackDown on his tights. He always has great character entrances, always has awesome tights. This was also a very fun match. It had the distinction of being stuck in between probably the 2 best matches of the night, so it kind of might get lost in the shuffle later in the year, but I really enjoyed this. It wasn't as good as the first or third matches in this show, but was still very good. Velveteen Dream was bumping like a boss. He was bumping off the apron. He was going neck first, back first. This was one of the best bumping performances that I've seen in a long time. Velveteen Dream just gets better and better in the ring. He was doing the hip swivel and everything. He was playing to the audience. EC3 also added a lot of offense to his arsenal. That's the one weakness in EC3's game, is he doesn't have a lot of high-impact offense usually as far as moves, but he really added a lot into this match. I mean, he did the rolling neck snap. He did the, what else? The power bomb into the sit-out power bomb. He just added a lot of stuff into his arsenal. They did a couple of things on the apron, but overall, again, very good match and good crowd. I hope it doesn't get lost in the shuffle because I really enjoyed this. Velveteen Dream then does his cartwheel Death Valley driver onto the apron, and then an elbow drop from the top to the apron and pins EC3, getting the surprise win. I thought EC3 would get the win here. I was wrong. Velveteen gets a big win and gets a big pop from the audience doing so. I really enjoyed this again. If for nothing else, watching EC3 and Velveteen both play to the audience, both using their characters very well, having some good counter wrestling, and both adding to their arsenals. Check this one out if you get a chance. Then we had the NXT North American Championship match. Adam Cole defended against Ricochet, and this for me was match of the night and the second match of the year candidate on this show. Best match of the night for sure. I love this match. Two of the best in the game right now. Adam Cole is just super over. He's a great natural heel. He's another guy that knows how to play to the audience, understands his character, doesn't have to do a bunch of death-defying stuff to get over. Ricochet, on the other hand, is, in my opinion, the best high flyer and the best athlete in pro wrestling right now as a whole. Just really, really fun stuff. Good chemistry with these two guys. Starting off slow, feeling each other out, which was a nice touch. And then eventually Ricochet goes to the air with a Fosbury flop and a running Hurricane Rana from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring. Adam Cole using a couple crazy counters. Ricochet at one point goes for a springboard moonsault back into the ring, and Adam Cole counters with a super kick right to the face. Caught him right in the jaw, and then did that suplex into the Ushigoroshi, the suplex into the knee thing, which is excellent. Good near falls, hot crowd. Ricochet actually gets the win with this after the Hurricane Rana to the outside. He hits that 630 and gets the win to win the North American Championship. I thought Adam Cole would hold on to this a little longer and they would all stay together in NXT. I hope Adam Cole does stay with them a little longer and not be called up right away, because I want to see Undisputed Era, all four called up together at the same time. So I hope this is not the end of Adam Cole in NXT. But again, great match. Very good counters back and forth. Good high-risk moves. Good near falls. And Ricochet is a great deserving champion. I think he's innovative. I think he's incredibly athletic. I think he's over. I think he has a superhero persona with his entrance. And I think he's going to make for a great North American champion. Then we had the Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler defending against Kairi Sane. This was really fun as well. Shayna Baszler's been getting better and better in the ring. I've said her last few matches have been starting to stand out again. I think Kairi Sane brings out the best in her. They had a good match for the Mae Young Classic Finals when Kairi won, and this was also a very good match as well. Again, stuck after several great matches, but also very good. Shayna Baszler manipulating the leg joints, kicking away at the ankles, putting some painful submissions on, torquing the body of Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane being very bendable and screaming believably and selling believably aided to this match. So was Shayna working over the body parts and Kairi selling well. Kairi using a lot of early counters as well, using submissions, doing that Texas Cloverleaf kind of thing into a bridge that she does, doing it in the ropes at one point. Just using some counter wrestling and submissions to surprise Shayna and stay in Shayna's head. So it was good storytelling as well. This match was, for me, the shocker of the night. Did not see this coming. Kairi Sane actually gets the win. Shayna Baszler goes for the Kirifuda clutch, and Kairi Sane rolls back and does the Bret Hart British Bulldog pin. Bret Hart and I think, was it Ted DiBiase for the $1 Million Dream? Anyway, she kicks off the ropes, counters back into a pinfall, and wins the Women's Championship. I think it's too early, personally, to take the belt off Shayna. I would have had her hold it as the big heel champion until WrestleMania. And I also think Kairi Sane was the wrong person to put it on. Don't get me wrong, I like Kairi a lot. She's a good bumper. She has good offense. She connects with the crowd, But I think there are many others that are better suited to hold the belt and beat Shayna than her. I would have rather had Bianca Belair or Candice LeRae or Lacey Evans. So I think this decision is a little puzzling. I'm a little surprised by it. But it was a genuine shock, and it was a good match, and Kairi Sane is a deserving champion. So we'll see where she goes from here. And we'll see if Shayna Baszler is called up to Raw or SmackDown this week now that she's lost. And now that Ronda Rousey's on the main roster, and Shafir and what's the other one? The other fourth horsewoman have been training in the Performance Center now. If we're going to see those guys all on Raw or SmackDown sooner than later. Then we had Matt Riddle appearing in the crowd as well. He is officially signed to NXT. He's taken to wrestling very fast. He has a good following. He's been working all over the world recently. He's very, very good adapting from mixed martial arts into wrestling, and he's got a very distinctive, specific style that I think will work very well for him in NXT, so I'm looking forward to seeing him welcome Matt Riddle. Finally, we had the main event, Falls Count Anywhere for the NXT Championship. last man standing for the NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa defends against Johnny Gargano. And I like this match. Again, let's start with the positives. This was a very good match. I don't think it was as good as the other two title matches earlier on in the night, but I did really enjoy this. Again, as always, it plays into their characters. They play into previous matches. The storytelling in this entire feud has been probably the best storytelling in a main roster, kind of a mainstream wrestling feud in a long, long time. So I really enjoy the callbacks to previous stuff. I love their continuity. I love that you can tell their real-life friendship shines over into this feud, and it feels realistic, and I like that a lot. Those are major positives. Every single one of these matches, though, I think goes a little too long. This one was like 35 minutes. It could have been 10 minutes shorter. I think 25 would have been fine. 35 is a long match, and there are a lot of stalls and stuff in between some of their stuff, which makes it a little slower paced. So I think this, out of the 5 matches tonight for me, I know it's blasphemous to say, but I think this is my least favorite out of the 5 matches tonight. That doesn't mean it wasn't good, though. It was just a very good match on a night of great matches. So I think it was the least of my favorites tonight, but it was still very good. Good spot through double tables, air raid crash through the announce table, running knee, taking out Gargano at the side by the timekeeper's table, throwing the crew guy that's knocked out on top of Gargano, fighting over by the boxes where they hold the lights and everything. They had a lot of good, intense stuff. It lagged a little for me, and there was a couple of times where they were doing the overly striky, no-selling stuff. I don't like that. But other than that, very physical, good continuity, and good storytelling. So, good overall match. Ciampa wins, retains the title, and I think this may be the end of their feud, at least for now. They might call back to it later, but I think it's done for now. And maybe Ciampa either goes on to Aleister Black if he's healthy, or he will go on to Adam Cole, who just lost the North American Championship. Or if there's a possibility that Matt Riddle or Keith Lee can step it up, or Velveteen Dream could step it up. So there's a lot of contenders for this title. NXT right now is stacked. They keep signing new talent. This show was stacked top to bottom, and I loved it overall. A+ grade for me, like 9.5 out of 10 for me. Couldn't get much better. So tell me in the comments below what you guys think. What did you like best? What did you think of this review, and what did you think of this show? Until the next opening bell, guys, come back for SummerSlam review in a day or two. This has been Wrestling with myself, and I'll see you guys next time.